Welcome to the Lummy Sports Show. With our time slot still the same, 10:20. Hopefully we can keep this time slot for a little bit longer. We love it. We love it, don't we, Rhett? Let me take off the whole button here. 813-90-BUBBA, 813-90-Bubba. If you want to call in, phone lines are wide open as my co-host, Rhett, wrangles up his little co-host that usually comes into the studio. And yes, please hit the like button. We still have Honest Camera. We need to switch the cameras over there too. Macho, if you're still here, thank you so much. Look at that. We're just getting everything together. We're big time now. We're at 10:20.
Well, I always feel bad. You know, you always kind of start when you start, and I get it. You do this at start time, but then I'm late, and then I feel like a shitty co-host. And
no, listen,
we got to get you a real radio professional in here, buddy.
Well, as Brian said, he's too busy.
Well, yeah.
I mean, you're wrangling up scouts.
No, she's okay. I'm just going to leave the studio door open.
Okay, yeah, and listen, Macho's still here.
Because Macho's still here.
Yeah, he's controlling it.
Big Red scared the absolute shit out of her for zero reason at all.
Did she shit?
No. She was just following him around, being friendly like she is,
Mm-hmm.
You know how she greets strangers.
Oh, of course. Everyone could hear her on the air today.
Mm-hmm.
I believe I was either trying to put the tree up or it just started. Oh, no, that was right. That's right when he showed up.
He turned around and chased her down, and she didn't like that shit one bit.
I totally understand. Even though you and him have kind of the similar hair color, and I wouldn't say look like each other.
Oh,
but
stop.
Oh, am I not supposed to say that?
Oh, stop.
Okay, well.
Well,
for tomorrow.
I don't want to start talking about hair and get heat Big Red.
Go, Pack, go!
We have the Packers tomorrow, and Neil Mount Plaisir was that $9.99 on the Super Chat. Thank you, Neil, and good luck to your Packers for tomorrow's game against the Detroit Lions. But before we get into that, I was going to touch on a little college football, if that's okay with you, Rhett.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine with me.
Because as I'm sure that you've seen, the rankings have changed, and I didn't know what your feelings are in that. And I do know that there's still conference games to go. There's still another game with FSU and Florida. But the top four has now officially changed to Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, and Washington, with Florida dropping down. Do you think this has anything to do with their quarterback getting hurt, or the fact that they just played North Alabama last week?
I think both. Did I not say something like this was probably going to happen last week?
Yes, I believe you did.
So we can't be too surprised here, but I think the combination of Jordan Travis and, a monumental win against North Alabama, in which they looked pretty shitty in that first quarter.
But they turned it on once their starting quarterback went down and decided to put their backup in.
And good on him. Good on him. Hopefully he can continue to play well and beat up a Florida team that, if they really are going to be competing for a national championship, regardless of the quarterback they have, then he should handle the Gators no problem this weekend.
Now, yes, that is true. Then they have to play a conference football game against the mighty Louisville, who is going to Kentucky, who I believe is number 10 currently. But that's obviously looking ahead against Florida. My problem is that with an undefeated team in the ACC, now I know a lot of people will say, well, Washington deserves it. They're undefeated. They beat more ranked teams than Florida State, right? But the Pac-12 seemed like they were so highly ranked that they never dropped out, like a Washington State that they're playing next week or this weekend coming up. Well, Washington State is 5-6 now. Who did Washington State beat earlier in the year?
Colorado.
But who was another team that was ranked at the time?
Wisconsin.
Oregon State. That was number 14. So Oregon State beat them when Washington State was number 21. Now, as you see, Washington State is 5-6. Oregon State goes last week into Washington. Somehow, an 8-3 Oregon State plays Washington. Close game, 22-20. 8-3, an 8-3 Oregon State ranked number 11. I don't get that. So now when you're a voter or whatever, you're looking at it and you go, Washington beat a number 11 team. Oh, they must be better. Until then you go back and study those schedules and you're like, well, fuck, Oregon State lost to a real shitty Washington. But if you look how they keep the schedule up, they keep number 21, Washington State, 38-35. The Pac-12, in my opinion, it's always highly ranked and it always falls apart toward the end.
Yeah. That's what a lot of these teams have showed. Even the better ones. Oregon's still hanging tough, but, USC has really come apart here in the second half of the year. Do you think Caleb Williams played his last game? Sorry, not to derail your main
you're good.
point.
No, go for it.
But do you think Caleb Williams has played his last game? Because I'm not convinced he comes out this year.
I don't either. I've heard the same thing. It looks like they're trying to almost like push him out. Not push him out, but like, he's going to always have that thing over that he never won a national championship. And, he's not going to be one of the best USC or college players, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, he still could come back next year. And he's already said that he would come back if he's not drafted by the team he wants to play for. Now, it's his sources, I guess, that keep saying that the different things. But I can't imagine unless he just feels wherever he's going to go in the NFL, he's going to do so much better that he's not going to want to come back and play. I believe that USC goes to the Big Ten. Where's USC going next year? Do you know?
I do not know.
Because if he's going to the Big Ten, maybe he will get out of there because he doesn't want to. Obviously, if he's struggling against the Pac-12 this year. If USC goes to the Big 12, which I don't think they do, then I would say definitely he should come back because I think he could probably dominate that Big 12 conference. Big 12 conference 2024, Big 10. Woo. That's going to be tough. So in 2024, the Big 10, which I wonder if they're going to change that name, or do you think they're just going to keep it the Big 10?
They'll probably keep it the Big 10, I think.
Illinois. Why do they what's the other?
Yeah, that's an awful layout. Illinois, Iowa, Michigan, Wisconsin, Maryland, Northwestern, Penn State, Purdue, UCLA. And then in 2025, teams will be added. Indiana, Michigan State, Nebraska, Penn State's on there twice, UCLA, Minnesota, Ohio State, Rutgers, Wisconsin.
This is probably one of the worst things I could possibly see. That was from USC.
Yeah.
Big
yeah,
12.
I didn't like that.
Yeah, whoever's doing that needs to be fucking just. Oh, this is their schedule. That's
that
why.
one's much better.
This is their schedule. This is who they play.
Yeah.
So next year, USC would open up against Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Penn State, Maryland, Rutgers, Washington, Nebraska, UCLA. Opening up against Michigan, I mean, obviously depends on what they do, but with the rankings too, and I know that they've been always up there, but it looks like what they're also doing with Ohio State and Michigan is they want them to be that 2-3. So then, like I said, whoever wins that game, let's say Ohio State wins, Michigan's going to probably bounce to number 6. Let's say number 6, right? And if Florida State beats Florida, Washington, I mean, obviously you got to go up. Michigan's going to drop down. And then it's going to be the conversation, obviously, if Washington wins out or Florida State wins out. I mean, Washington still has to play in that Pac-12 championship game, which would be tough. But then they're going to sit there, you know what I mean? And they're going to, I have a feeling they're going to want Michigan and Ohio State back in the playoffs. Because, I mean, obviously,
you're just going to be counting on
base.
You're going to be counting on what, Washington to lose, Florida State to lose at some point.
And then obviously they're going to want Georgia. They want Alabama, in my opinion. Alabama to beat Georgia, which will really throw off the SEC.
Yeah.
Alabama, then it's going to be Alabama is going to probably move up into there if one of these teams. I mean, I feel like in their little world that what they would want would be Ohio State and Michigan, Alabama, and probably Texas.
Yeah.
In that 14 playoff, the last 14 playoff, where they can see they're going to get the best ratings on TV.
Yeah,
and
Washington
the best sales on TV tickets.
Washington isn't going to get your ratings. Oregon isn't going to get your ratings. Georgia can still get your ratings, but people are used to seeing Georgia. They're going to make it regardless, I think.
Yeah.
Ohio State, Michigan, huge fan base. They're always going to watch. Florida State, I would like to think they bring in some ratings, but realistically, you compare them to these big, storied
like a Michigan
programs.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's the word I was looking for. I kind of went brain dead for a minute. I just don't think they really have the staying power as far as, what they do like in that sexy TV matchup. Like, look what happened to the World Series this year. Didn't they say it was the least viewed World Series of all time?
Oh, yeah.
Like, since they started keeping stats, and it's because you've got fucking Arizona taking on another small market team.
I mean, I didn't really give a shit. It could have been the best World Series ever, but I didn't watch
TV
it.
Exec, they just hate it. They hate it.
Especially when you're going up against football. Football came in, and they definitely took a lot of viewership away from baseball. And it looks like for this year's national championship game will be in Houston. So I don't think they want really Texas in there. They because they're going to want people to travel in to get that support, but they do want the TV revenue. So
yeah, but it's an easy brand. It's it's a recognizable brand. People know Texas football, even if they're just casual about college football.
True. I mean, very true. I was trying to see where 2025.
It's a brand that, God, they've wanted Texas back in the limelight for a while. I mean, when was the last time Texas was really, a program with some positive merit around it? Back when they had, Vince Young.
Mac Brown. I think that was the last time they won the national championship. Was against Mac when Mac Brown was there against Matt Leinart, Reggie Bush, that USC team that was. When Bubba talks about celebrities being on the sidelines, that was where you saw all the celebrities, because obviously California did not have an NFL team at that point, and USC was that team for them.
Do you consider that national title game? I think it was 2004 or 2005. It was one of the years where USC and Texas played in the Rose Bowl. Do you consider that to be the greatest college football game of all time?
It was a very good game. I'll give you that one. The greatest one of all time? I think it's up there. It's in the top 3.
So 04 was LSU.
Yeah, so it must be 05.
LSU in Oklahoma.
No, where was it? I remember watching it at my friend's house. Was it 03?
Was it 06? It may have been 06.
Yeah, it might have been. Hold on, let me see here. Rose Bowl, yep. 41-38.
California, yep. Vince Young and the Texas Longhorns.
Upset USC, who was coming in saying that at that point
they were going to be back-to-back, right? Because they had beat Oklahoma the year before.
Yeah, and they could have been playing against NFL teams, is what they said. They always say that about, like Alabama and all those guys.
USC could beat the Browns.
Yeah. I mean, when they were struggling. And Matt Leinart was just killing it. So was Reggie Bush. I mean, he had a stacked team then. Once again, I mean, the Pac-12, the Pac-10 at the time, once again, always ranked teams 8-4, California, number 25. I mean, come on. But yeah, no, I'd have to put that in the top 3.
What would you say is your vote for the greatest college game? If you have one that comes to mind.
Now, I have to be alive in this game? I mean, I've watched it, but...
No, it doesn't matter.
I'm going to guess that you're putting that one up at number 1.
What, Texas USC? Well, that was the game as a kid that got me into college football.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was one of the first college football games I watched all the way through. That and then USF West Virginia. But I went to that game. That was the first college football game I ever went to, was USF West Virginia.
See, now mine's going to be weird. I'm going to type it in just to see what they say. But mine's going to be weird. And I don't know why it sticks in my head, but it was Alabama versus Auburn. And Alabama was like number 1 at the time. But they were highly ranked.
This was a while ago. This was a long time ago.
No, because I switched up. I was going to say like one of the Miami games that they got upset in with Florida State.
This isn't the kick six.
No,
okay.
This is like
Auburn's gonna win the game
when they kick off. Because then they go up to Michigan State when they kick off, and there's like 5 seconds left or something like that, and Auburn ran it back. And they weren't even supposed to be close in that game, and it was just, I don't know, it was really enjoyable to watch.
That's always an exciting finish
when it's a kickoff and they're not expecting it.
I think the kickoff return for a touchdown is the best play in football, in my opinion, because it only happens when everything goes right.
Yep.
I mean, I guess that's every successful play in football, but the kickoff return for a touchdown is so rare. And whenever it happens, I just cannot think of anything else that puts more juice into the stadium and the team that just scored than that big kickoff return. You know, a punt return's up there, but a kickoff return is different. You're going 100-plus yards. Like, in my opinion, that's the best play in football. You know, Michael Spurlock.
Yeah.
That's my favorite play in Bucs history.
Well,
There goes Michael Spurlock.
well, you know, Gene
for the
Deckerhoff
first
probably
time
blew a
ever.
load in his pants during that. He's been waiting for so long to watch that.
Run, Michael, run, Michael, run, Michael, run.
He's thinking,
I still remember both of the calls because there was the TV call. I forgot the name of the guy, but he goes, Santa Maria. And then there was the Gene Deckerhoff call.
see, like, that was a good game right there. That was one I was thinking, Boston College, Miami, 47-40. I'm trying to see, I'm going through real quick. Boys, that was a good game, too. I watched that one. Boise State, the Oklahoma 42, and Boise State was kind of that mid card team that,
The Fiesta Bowl.
yeah, they came out of nowhere. And
Yeah,
they
that
did
was
their
the
trick plays.
No, was that the Bracket Buster year or was that the year before?
Here it is. This is the one I was
That
talking
was
about.
07, so
Wow,
that was
I
the year
picked the one
before.
that was number 2. Auburn 34, Alabama 28, November 30th, 2013. Auburn's luck almost knew no bounds, blah, 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 blah. Down 21-7 at one point in the second
the
quarter.
kick six.
Huh?
The kick six.
What do you mean?
That's how this game ended. It was the kick six.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. It wasn't a kickoff. Okay, yeah.
It was a field goal. It was 57
I
yards.
didn't know they called
yeah.
it that. Okay. Sorry.
And
yeah,
then- no,
50
you're
fell
good.
short into the arms of all. Yeah, okay. I didn't know. I thought it was a kickoff for some reason. Yeah, look at that. I didn't even know that. The most memorable game I got fucking wrong on my stat, but at least this was the game I was talking about, just how awesome it was. And then the game that you talked about, they have at number 1.
There it is.
So it looks like you and I picked number 1 and 2, and I didn't even know what the end of the play was, except that he returned what I thought was a kickoff. Davis returned the kick 100-plus yards the other way to give Auburn the amazing 34-28.
I remember that. That was awesome. The radio call of that game. Auburn's going to win the football game is great. One of the all-time best. Yeah, but that Texas USC game, it turned it on for me. Like, I watched that game, and then 2 weeks later, I had NCAA. I had 03,
Great game.
05, and 06 on PS2.
Wish they'd make that fucking game again.
They're bringing it back. It's supposed to be out summer of 2024.
What, do they make a settlement with all the players? They'll pay them a certain amount of money, or they just
Well,
gonna
that's the major holdup last I heard, is that now there's a big old fucking dispute about all these players that want to get paid more than they actually are going to be getting paid. And then, I don't give a fuck. I'll take a college football game with fake names. And
Yeah,
we'll
no
just
shit.
we'll make custom rosters like you actually used to have to do back in the day.
Yeah, they had that. Yeah, you get the names, you download it with technology nowadays. I mean, fuck it.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember playing baseball games, and the ones that didn't have the NFL, that you just played. John Geronimo at number 4, but you know he looked like Ken Griffey Jr. or some shit like that. Just like Michael Jordan was never in any of those basketball games.
Mm-hmm. They couldn't get the likeness. They had to shell out the extra money. That's why he wasn't initially in NBA Jam,
Yeah,
because they just couldn't afford him. They would have had to pay. I think they would have had to pay what, Nike, or just pay Jordan for his
it
likeness.
might have been just Jordan.
Just what his fees were at the time.
But the NBA games, I remember I was a Bulls fan growing up, and you always had to, it was Michael Jordan was like number 9. It was like John Shitball, and he was like one of the best players on the team.
Yeah.
But that's college. I mean, but back to college football, JMU. You see that? Do you think that's a fucking rule they need to drop?
The
James
eligibility
Madison?
thing.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, the easy answer is yes, but I don't think they will.
I still don't understand the rule.
I don't get it either.
The
It
rule
sounds
is
like
like-
some made up shit,
like-
like just some
Yeah.
just because, kind of rule.
Nah, well, they weren't going to get there because at the time we said this rule in place is that really no Division I AA school will ever come up and actually be able to compete. So let's just put a rule that if they do, we'll just hold them down. What? That doesn't make any sense. Why would you put a rule in that if your team comes up and is able to make a bowl game, why not let them? Because you assumed that they wouldn't.
It's like they
make it.
assumed. It's like they assumed they were going to suck and not even going to have to be in this situation to begin with.
Yeah.
Like, maybe they're just upset that they, are potentially better than some of the shitty FBS teams who have been around for a while.
Yeah.
The only thing I can possibly think of is like a seniority rule. Like, oh, well, little Jimmy over here is really shitty at his job, but he's been around for a little while, so we need to give him a fair shake before we give the new guy who has a way better idea of what he's doing. Like that's the only thing I can possibly think of. And even then, it just doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. And I know they lost to Appalachian State, but I mean, for them to not be able to just make a bowl game, and I know a lot of people say, well, bowl games don't matter as much anymore. That is true. And as a person that attended a bowl game with a player, I attended it with my friend who played at Florida State at the Orange Bowl when they went and played Penn State. And I went down there because I was not playing and I was just hanging out. But I stayed at the team hotel. I experienced, and also I went to the Sun Bowl too with USF. That was also different. But that wasn't a big-time bowl compared to the Orange Bowl. And the swag, and maybe it's obviously different nowadays, but the swag you got and the different things that you can like go around and do. I wasn't even on the team and it was memorable.
Yeah.
The parties that you got to attend and the free food and you practice. Well, I didn't practice, but you go practice and you come back and you do all this like media stuff and you're able to just kind of hang out and then you're able to play and at a bowl game.
You're the main attraction.
Exactly.
Like you are as a college athlete, especially a college football player, when it comes to game day and everything surrounding it, like the people are there for you. They're there to watch the team and to watch you.
Yeah.
And even if depending on your school and depending on the legacy of like your football team, you could be a fucking bench warmer. You could be a third string quarterback who doesn't play a single snap. But if you have proof that you're on that football team, in some, especially like the small towns, you're going to be a pimp. You're always going to be that guy as long as you are in college on the team.
Well, it's like him. This guy doesn't really give a shit about his stuff, but he has an ACC championship ring and an Orange Bowl ring from that year. They beat Penn State. They didn't have a good year, but he has that, and he's able to say, we won the Orange Bowl, and we won the ACC, and he's got these two nice-ass rings. But I mean, winning the Orange Bowl is a big thing. Maybe they played Penn State. It was a fucking field goal game. But it was the experience of it. And him not even playing, him being just like a pretty much a scout teamer. It was still a lot of fun, and he'll never be able to. A lot of players aren't just going to go to the NFL and play on the big stage. There's all those other guys that are putting their hard work in that would love to experience a bowl game. Because now JMU guys are going to be able to do any of that, and they're going to graduate, and next thing you know, they're going to go work on a car lot or fucking open up a business or work wherever, and they miss out that opportunity of a bowl game.
Yeah.
And that kind of sucks just because some rule that doesn't make any fucking sense is in there. I don't know. Hopefully it gets changed next year. We will see. Probably not. Probably will, actually, because I think there's some other Division I double A schools that are coming up or have come up. And I think they definitely want to expand those bowl games because the more bowl games they have, technically, the more money the NCAA makes. So fuck it. Why not, right?
Yeah. Everybody likes more money.
But Florida State, Florida, who do you got this week, Rhett? You're a big Florida guy, so, and when I mean that, I mean you like the University of Florida. Are you hoping for any upsets?
I have a little bit more hope than I did this time a week ago. I do think it is fitting that, the same night Jordan Travis goes down, Graham Mertz goes down as well, so a bunch of fucking backups going to be taking the field. I don't know. I still think all around Florida State's better. Their defense is a lot more consistent. That's going to be the thing at the end of the day is that, with Florida State having the weapons and the talent that they do, you can slow down an inexperienced quarterback in, what's his name, Rodemaker?
Yeah.
I mean, they can slow him down, but I don't have much faith of the Gators defense actually stopping them from doing anything, especially in the third and fourth quarter of the game, because we saw last week against Missouri, they had the game won.
Yes, they did.
It was fucking 4th and 17, Lummox. And we were watching it live in the car with Bubba. And I full on expected them to give up the game-winning field goal to Missouri in crunch time, but I did not expect it to happen on 4th and 17. So I've had no reason to trust this defense all season. And I have no reason to trust them on Saturday. So I think Florida State maybe a slow start, maybe a close game, but somewhere around the end of the third quarter is when this thing will unravel.
And Florida is going to want to come out and take the Florida State, even having that conversation. I know they do have to win their conference, but taking the conversation out of making even the playoffs.
It helps that they're playing in Florida, too.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, that without a doubt has been an advantage. Say what you will, even when the Gators are a shitty team, the Swamp is a tough place to play.
And for a newer quarterback that's not really used to it.
That's true. So I think there are some things that help keep this a closer game. The spread is 6.5.
It started at 10.5, so a lot of money has been going on Florida, which is definitely surprising to me. When I saw 6.5, I definitely thought it was
10.5. I like Florida and the points all day. I mean,
6.5 though, it kind of looked like it came down to realistic point spread there at 6.5, but 50.5. That's a lot of points right there for the over and under. Hold on. My sinuses are absolutely destroying me.
I mean, the Gators can put up some points. I guess it just when you're running an offense with a backup quarterback, you are limited.
They're going to rely on their running game, and Florida State has a good running game. But that's just going to eat the clock up.
Yeah, when ETN's on for Florida, he's pretty good too. But just got to stay consistent. Florida State's got a good defense.
I will be attending, which Ashley said she's going to be coming with me.
Are you staying for the whole game?
The USF Charlotte.
That's where you're going.
Yeah.
Got you, my bad.
No, but Florida's at 7, and they, for some reason, moved the USF Charlotte game to 7:30.
Oh, perfect.
The big-time Charlotte fucking Miners. What is that? What the hell are the 49ers?
49ers.
I was close. I said Miners. I recognize some little fucking, whatever that thing's called. She said she's going to wear her Florida State shirt.
I'm going to be that person.
Well, she says, look, I'm coming to the game. My team's on right now. I got to be that person, I guess. I don't think it's really going to matter. I don't think the USF Charlotte game is going to be a sellout.
No, but luckily, Bulls are favored by 6.
Woo!
Playing at home certainly helps. But is this the week where they get it done and ultimately come away with a bowl game?
I sure hope so.
Because this is the biggest game of the year for USF.
It is. The problem is that it looks like Charlotte has played some of the people that we lost to a lot more competitive than we have, which is a little scary. Them losing to UTSA, which I know is University of Texas San Antonio. They play in the Alamo Bowl. 49-21 last week. 8-3, but I definitely thought they would be able to hang a little bit better than they did. That's going to be my Saturday night right there. Most likely watching the game, but also having my head watching the Florida State-Florida game because obviously it's a huge game.
Missouri-Arkansas has a chance to be a pretty decent game. We've been talking a lot about Arkansas this season. They play tough. Obviously eked out a win against Florida a couple of weeks ago. And those are the kind of wins that they have been hoping for a little bit more this season because all the games that they lost close, I mean, they could very easily be a top 25 team if they win those games that really came down to them getting fucked at the very end of it. But that could be a close game. Texas A&M and LSU could be a fun game. Kentucky Louisville could be a fun game. You know
what game I'm excited about because it may be the lowest scoring game ever, and I think they said that is right here. The number 17 Iowa versus Nebraska.
What's the over under?
26.5.
Oh,
I believe they've come out and said if it hits 26. Now, I could be incorrect on this, but I thought I read an article. If it comes out at 26, it will be the lowest over and under game that Vegas has ever put out. I think 26.
In what, college history?
Yeah.
And we're sitting at 26.5.
Yeah. I mean, I may be taking that bet. I may be taking the under.
I'm surprised.
No
Vegas,
offense.
I'm surprised Vegas likes Nebraska in this one too.
Yeah. They are playing in Nebraska 5-6.
So I guess that's the okay.
Yeah. Technically, still you got a 3. So realistically, they'd give Nebraska a half a point. So it's pretty much even.
Yeah.
But that game would be most likely the worst game to watch.
Well, you know who's
no scoring.
You know who's gonna have some big money riding on it.
I got $500 on Iowa. No, take the over and under. No, just like Rutgers.
I did
13-3.
I did prize picks for the Iowa offense, and I took all the overs.
Rushing yard 20. Oh, that's a gimme right there.
Yeah,
Guy
that's
hits
free
5. Yeah.
That's free money.
It's free money all day right there.
Oh, man.
813-90 Bubba, 813-90 Bubba. So that's college football. We're gonna jump in. You know, let's do our prediction. What did we do last week, Rhett? Let's get into that before we talk college football. I do believe that my new team that I love, they won.
Which team is that?
Oh, don't worry. You just look that up, and I will be pulling up the next thing. The team that everyone hated.
Oh, I know which team. Lummy's upset pick of the week.
Broncos ride.
Lummy's upset pick of the week strikes again.
Broncos country.
All right, so let's go over the Week 11 picks. I will keep track of my record.
Let's go over the Week 11.
Oh, no.
I said that already.
You just said that. I will go over my picks and keep my record in my head. Oh, there it is.
Let's ride. Let's ride.
Broncos.
Let's ride.
That's right. That's right. Broncos. So I will keep track of my picks.
I was so stoned last week. I said that sounded like Bubba.
I know. I don't know how you came up with that, but I disagreed with you.
It does still kind of sound like
Sure.
his.
Yes, you are 100% correct. So let's see how everyone did this week on our bets. Not even our bets, our little predictions, because we don't bet on this.
Thursday Night Football, you and I were off to a hot start by picking the Bengals, who I guess Joe Burrow's hand fell off.
Yes, I believe it did. Not good for the Bengals from here on out.
Is he done for the year?
I believe they said he is. I think they were leaving it open that he may make a comeback. I think someone came out and said there's no way he's coming back.
That's a shame. Pour one out for our buddy Joe Burrow.
Yep.
Baltimore wins that game. Pittsburgh at Cleveland.
So wait, we both took Baltimore?
We both took Cincinnati.
What the fuck were we thinking?
Yeah, I don't know. Pittsburgh at Cleveland. Do you remember who won this game?
Pittsburgh at Cleveland? Yeah, Cleveland did.
Okay, great.
Darian Thompson Robinson rallies the Browns last
Yeah,
second,
he was
13-10.
crying.
Yes,
he was crying on the sideline because they got his first career win.
His
Well,
165 yards and one INT.
lucky for both of us, we picked the Steelers to win that game.
Ouch. Okay.
Yeah.
0-2, not a good start for us.
Chicago at Detroit. The Lions ran all over that ass, and we both picked the Lions, so that is a win for both of us.
Thank God the
Lummy.
Lions came back from a 12-point deficit to beat the Bears. Thank God.
I was sweating about this game. The LA Chargers at Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, the Packers fucking came back. What did we take? Hopefully the Packers. We took the Chargers. Sure did.
Yeah, we did.
Oh.
We did take the Chargers.
I
remember I had Jordan Love on some prize picks that day. I think it was like passing yards.
You did.
And it was like 300 plus, and I was shocked to look down at my phone and see that he had hit the over, because I kind of took it because I needed to fade it for something else, or I needed to fade something else and find a play that was not going to be that bad, and that one ended up.
Let's talk about prize picks. Leaving Brian and I out on that one. Raiders and Dolphins, who do we have?
We both picked Miami.
All right, and the Dolphins came through. Close game, though. Where the fuck was the over and under on that one? 13-20 Dolphins. Giants Commanders.
We both took Washington.
Well, the fuck we did, and Giants can suck a big fat one. Jesus.
Yeah, the Giants picked a great week to get their shit back together.
Barkley ran all over him. Sam Howell, 3 interceptions. Thanks a lot, Sam Howell. You're on my fantasy team, you dick.
Dallas at Carolina. We both picked Dallas.
Way to go, Dallas. Way to go. Dak Prescott looked pretty good. 189 yards, 2 TDs, took his over, too. Tony Pollard finally came through with a TD, which I did take in my prize pick, even though I lost.
Tennessee at Jacksonville. We both took the Jags.
All right. Another win.
Arizona
Lawrence's best game.
Arizona at Houston.
We probably both took Arizona.
You did. I took Houston.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Sorry, pal.
Thanks a lot. Fucking CJ Stroud.
Tampa Bay at San Francisco. We both took the Bucks.
We could skip past that game. Everyone knows how that turned out.
New York
Complete
Jets.
shits.
New York Jets at Buffalo. We both took the Buffs.
Of course we did. Look at that. Look at this comeback coming.
Seattle at LA. I took Seattle. You took LA.
I'm sorry, what? I took LA? I believe that would be another mark for me. Thank you, Matthew Stafford,
They ended up winning that game, huh?
who left the field hunched in pain after a disastrous flea flicker. Oh, great. Awesome.
Minnesota at Denver. Lummy's upset pick of the week. Ding, 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 ding,
Yes,
ding, ding, ding,
sir.
ding, 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 ding. We both picked the Broncos to win.
5-5 Broncos. Even Grouper Lips the doubter.
This game, what a game. We didn't talk about it very much, but Monday Night Football, the Eagles and the Chiefs in a Super Bowl 57 rematch with no fucking Taylor Swift in the audience. We both picked the Eagles to win, and they did just that.
All right.
Good game. That was a good game.
It was a good game.
Best primetime game I've watched in a while. Because, God, we've been really fucking schlepping it through with these primetime games the past few weeks. Have they not been awful?
Oh, they've been picking just the New York Giants, the Jets. I mean, I know that, Danny Dimes supposed to be playing, Aaron Rodgers supposed to be playing, but I mean, it's just horrible, horrible offenses. So what did we end up there? 8? I got 8.
I went 8-6. So we both went 8-6.
All right. See, if you would have followed us, you still would be over 500 for the betting games there.
There you go.
Let's take our first call of the day. Probably some douchebag from Carolina. Hello, 239.
Hey, sorry, Lummy. It's a douchebag from Naples.
Oh, shucks. I thought there would be another guy. But hey, no, Mike, you're a great guy. Mike, great guy. What's up, Mike? What's your complaint today?
I just wanted to thank you guys for turning me on to Prize Picks. I thought it was, I don't know, just another DraftKings or whatever. And then I thought it was too good to be true. But in the past 3 weeks, I've hit it 3 times.
Well, congratulations, Mike.
$20 bets turn into $500. I mean, and it's in your account the next day.
Sure
Fuck yeah,
is.
dude.
You can't beat that.
And we are not sponsored by Prize Picks here, but we would love to
the
be.
only thing I found is as much as I love the NFL, I can't win. They're just not. Everybody's not consistent. You don't know when they're going to sit their players. A guy gets injured, But the NBA,
dude,
that's where I've been winning all my money.
I'm telling you, that basketball is where the money is made. I don't know if you make your picks on your own or if you tail picks.
Yeah, especially when you rely on someone to give you other picks, and they give you 2 losers, 3 losers, and keep one for themselves. Mike, hopefully you don't do that to your friends.
Well, I actually turned one of my friends who doesn't even follow, but I'm sure you guys know if you click in the little right corner of the guy's thing, it can tell you what he's done in the past 5 or 6 games.
Yeah.
And in doing that, in 2 weeks, he's hit it big. And he doesn't even watch basketball. So I think anybody who hasn't tried it, try it out, and you guys keep going at it. You'll hit it big. You guys are awesome. Love you. Keep
thank you, Mike. We appreciate that, and we're glad you found Prize Pick. That was good.
Hell yeah, Mike.
Hey, Macho Man, Macho. Can you cut that up for me? I can send it over to Prize Pick.
Or send that over to our Prize Picks guy.
Yeah, well, we don't have one yet, but we'll
they don't even have to pay us in free money. They can pay us in free picks.
That's
we'll
right.
We'll do it on the air. I mean, what better exposure for a company than, for my listeners to just see me using it, to just watch me use it. They're watching me use your product.
I mean, we just literally had someone that doesn't even like sports, really. Try it. He thought it was something else. Well, he may like sports, but, whatever. Let me just stop. 413?
Lummy and Rhett, show the supermarket.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Joe. How's it going?
Amazing. I just want to thank you guys for all you do, the work you put in. You bring the show together that makes my day. I want to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving to you and your family, Scout, everybody. Just love y'all so much.
Well, thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
And you, too, have a great Thanksgiving, and hopefully you don't eat too much turkey.
I hear you shitting on the New York Football Giants a little bit. That's my favorite team. They suck. They always lose. So when they win, just give them a chance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the Washington Commanders suck, too, so you got to feel bad for them. I mean, look, they're battling through a lot of things right now. They don't even really know.
The Washington Commanders don't even exist in my world. That's not even a real team.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, the NFL has claimed that, and so has this whole society. So we're going to have to stick with the Washington Commanders at 4-7 and the Giants at 3-8. But,
And I know you guys think I don't really, and I don't get into sports. I mean, if we talk professional wrestling, I'll blow your minds. But I used to be a huge football fan. Like, I loved Colin Kaepernick when he played for the 49ers, and then he became an idiot. But I still stuck by Mahomes and watched and got I just like exciting football. You know, we all do. We like high-scoring games. We like crazy offensive plays and great defensive plays. I haven't been able to watch football in the past 2 years. I can't even turn on a game. 3 years ago, I watched every single game of the whole season, every TV game, and now I don't know what's changed, but I can't even watch a minute of a game.
A lot of it's the rule changes, in my opinion. And also, I think what's hurting the NFL is the policy of training camp and when they can actually start hitting, when they can start doing different like plays, and you can only have so many times of tackling, all that kind of shit. And I think that's why you're seeing a lot of injuries.
I want to get y'all opinion on something, and I don't want to hold up too much of your time, but do you think there's an element in any and all sports that it's become a work over time?
A lot of people keep saying that for the past couple of years, I feel like.
There's a couple ways to do it. You can utilize the referees. That could change a whole game, one call. And all you really got to do is go out there and play the game, and then when you get down to the end, that's where you start really honing in on things. Like, how many times have you seen a game go 3 quarters with no scoring, and then everything happens in the fourth quarter?
I don't know if you've seen...
Go ahead, Steph.
I don't know if you've seen that documentary on Netflix that just came out recently. It was the same production crew that made the Manti Te'o one, but it is about one of the NBA referees who got caught up in the cheating scandal a while ago.
What, Tim Dottery or whatever his name is?
And he didn't face any repercussions. He's a free man.
I think he went to prison, but I think it was on tax evasion.
Yeah, but they ask him, if he still has any money that he made from that, and he refuses to answer it.
Well, of
so,
course.
A lot of people are obviously going to believe. But I think it's a fair point. I think especially with, sports betting becoming more and more prevalent, like we just had a guy call in and tell us about how fucking great Prize Picks is. But, Lummy, how many times have you been watching a game and this guy just needs 2 more yards?
Yep.
And they sit him for the rest of the game.
For no reason.
Or just some fucked up calls.
Well,
there hasn't been a referee cheating scandal in the NFL yet, but I guarantee you within the next 20 years we're going to get some sort of crooked referee investigation that's going to date back to some of the games that we've been watching these last couple of years. Like, I have a gut feeling that, the water's already murky because of the stuff that we have found out about, so I wouldn't put it past the powers that be to buy into the idea that this stuff is more of a work than we realize. But I also think the competitive aspect of it, like, I think that's hard to fake. You know what I mean? Like, professional wrestling. I won't say it's fake because you, of all people, Joe, know that those guys are actually putting their bodies on the line and doing that shit. But like, I don't think football. There's nothing rehearsed or choreographed about it. But I do think there are some.
Well, hey, watch the way they take the falls. They take crazier falls than wrestlers do.
Right.
When they're landing on their heads and just some of the hits, some of the blasts. That's way more force than we take in wrestling and the abuse we take to our bodies. Now, we just do it every day. They only do it, 16 Sundays a year? So there's a huge difference there. But my big thing is, and this is my argument on why sports is a fake now, because when wrestling was in the beginning stages in the early 40s and 50s, and way before that, of course, wrestling's age-old Greco-Roman bullshit, but it was strength for strength. It was man for man. And then finally somebody stepped up and said, hey, we're hurting each other. Let's stop. Let's lighten up on this, and we'll do this, and then we'll have longer careers. So my argument for why sports is a work is, why would the Boston Red Sox and the Yankees go to 7 games every time? To me, I'm not even looking at the betting revenue. I'm looking at the advertising revenue. If they only go 4 or 5 games, look at the millions of dollars lost not having those last 2 games. That's what I think. Yeah,
but then you come in where you got the Cardinals, the Diamondbacks versus Texas, the lowest rating games ever in baseball. A lot of people could say too that Vegas is so on par when you look at like the over and unders, or you look at the point spreads, and it's at like 21.5, and you're like, okay, and it ends up being 21, or a 5.5 point spread and it ends up being 5. The fuck is the chances that they got that, a 5-point game, and you just look at how they got to being a 5 points, like a field goal or whatever. But I don't think it's rigged. I don't think the referees are in on it. I think it's just fucking, they have algorithms and see how people do, and it's working out for them.
Hey, when I was working at a liquor store 25 years ago, the owner of the liquor store bet every weekend, and he taught me all about the overs, unders, and the parlays and all that stuff. And he showed me that these guys in Vegas are on the money like all the time for the most part. Not all the time, but a good part of the time.
Yeah, they get paid a lot of money to sit there and make fucking lines all day. Like the amount of research and the analytics that they have backing that stuff it's the real deal.
And that was back in the day before they had all that shit too.
Yeah, that was before,
which is absolutely insane.
Next gen stats and all that. Shit.
Yeah, I mean it's absolutely insane, but.
Well, it's just food for thought. Just keep, when you're watching sports from now on, just keep your eye out for things and say, like, yeah, we can play up until, like, the basketball game. We can play into the fourth, period in basketball, and
Quarter.
We'll get into the last 10 minutes, and, yeah, we're tight the whole time, but then this is really where the balance comes in. This is where the shit matters. Now, again, you can't guarantee a shot's going to go in or not, but look at Larry Bird when he did all them shots and didn't miss one. You know what I'm saying? So the practice, no different than the practice we do in professional wrestling, learning how to fall and go over the spots, so everything looks good and looks believable. Same thing in football, same thing in any other practice. If you do anything repetitiously and you do it enough, you're going to get great at it, and then you'll make it look good every single time you do it.
Yep. Well, Joe, I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Thanks so much, guys. God bless.
Have a good one. God bless.
Oh, yeah. Peace.
641?
Hey, what's up, guys?
It's our Iowa expert. What's up, Brandon the Quad? Did you just hang up on him?
No, I didn't touch it.
Lummy, what the fuck?
The phone just did something weird.
Lummy.
No, I didn't hang up. My hands are right here. Of course I do that.
Lummy, we're about to hear all about the Iowa
and
offense.
how he's actually going to bet on the under and watch it be like the fucking highest scoring game in Iowa history. Iowa's offense showed up.
They scored 35 points.
and Nebraska decides they're going to fucking show up and
score 35 points and storm the field.
And they do fucking, they go to overtime, like 10 overtime game.
Is this the best offense in Iowa program history?
Exactly. Maybe he dropped the phone because he's not calling back. I mean, I guess it does take him a little longer to answer our phones, you know.
He's trying to do the voice command.
He's doing Siri. There he is. Brandon, you okay, buddy?
Oh, there he is.
Brandon,
Hello?
you okay?
Yeah, I'm doing all right.
I'm not
I don't know what happened.
Brandon, tell Jonesy 869 I'm not a cripple hater. Brandon is my buddy.
Yeah, we're buddies. Lummy doesn't hate anybody. I don't think Lummy hates anybody.
No,
I don't think so either.
Fuck, you make fun of yourself. You're making fun of yourself when we were at the fucking casino together.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Hell, well, Lummy seen me spill a beer all over the floor at the casino.
Yeah, exactly. I cleaned it up too, I think. You know.
Yeah.
But Brandon, are you excited?
What I was trying to say is.
Are you excited?
Yeah. What I was trying to say is Iowa doesn't have a chance in either one of the Big Ten championship games. The potential spreads are all over 21.
Well, no
Whoever
shit.
they face.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, what's your prediction on Iowa, number 17 Iowa? I mean, wow, against the Nebraska.
And just think we could only have one loss if we wouldn't have got screwed over by Minnesota.
Yeah, but are you going to take the over and under on this game? Please tell me yes.
I'm gonna tease it down by 14, so it's like 12, and then I'll take the over.
It's gonna. Oh, are you? Hey, that's actually not too bad. Well, Brandon, if you do technically tease it down to 12 and you take the over and it's a fucking like 6-3 game, I'm gonna shit myself.
What's the name of Iowa's quarterback?
Who knows? Fucking Johnny can't throw.
Deacon Hill. Deacon Hill. You know what his fucking Prize Picks line is this week?
89 yards of passing.
111 yards.
Of throwing?
Of passing yards. 111 passing yards for Deacon Hill this week.
Let's look up that
against
Well,
Nebraska.
you know how bad he is? He looks like a linebacker.
He is far and away the lowest projected quarterback this weekend. The next lowest is Peyton Thorne, the quarterback for Auburn, at 154.5 passing yards versus Bama.
Let's look at his stats.
Yeah.
I mean, look, we could have this guy all wrong. I mean,
This could be easy. They bumped it literally as I said it. They bumped it. Now it's 120.5.
Yeah, because Mike from fucking
They heard
Fort Myers.
They heard me talking about free money and had to put an end to that shit.
Whoa! Look at against Wisconsin. They won 15-6. 6 of 14, 37 yards.
What a stud!
do they have total do they have a defensive stat that you can choose?
Not on Prize Pick.
They probably do.
Well, individuals though, right?
Yeah, it's all individuals. They have pass interceptions, but I believe that's on the QB. So it doesn't look like they have any defense for Iowa. No.
But hold on.
Yeah, 'cause that's our-
This is a big thing. Rutgers, he threw for 223 yards. And against Illinois,
that was his biggest game.
Illinois, 167 yards. He is turning it up.
Is he?
I mean, look at it. From 60,
you can't deny.
Jesus, from 65 against Northwestern.
You can't deny it. You can't deny that production.
Is this
So,
this game's in Nebraska? Never mind.
I
Take
think
the
Walker could throw for more yards than that.
Actually, you know what? Fuck this, Brandon. Take the under on that because it looks like when he's away and they're in Nebraska, last Wisconsin he was away 37 yards, and when he was away in Northwestern 65 yards, and then he threw for over 100 yards at home.
But the thing that sucks is because we have sports betting, Iowa doesn't have Price Picks.
Oh.
Well,
that sucks.
Yeah.
You know what? I'd still say I kind of like your teaser idea. Even, I mean, I may just bet that under on that 26.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tease it down. So it would be let's see, 16. Yeah, it would be over 12 or under 12 if I teased it. If I teased it 14.
Let's just hope that it's not 6-3, Brandon, or even 7-3.
Yeah.
Jeez, what a
So I
shitty
only
game
put
to watch.
$1 on it.
Well, listen, maybe buy maybe before you buy maybe buy a 6-pack or something, 12-pack, because you're gonna probably drink that whole damn thing during that game.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I'm gonna be at the casino during the game.
Oh, nice.
Fuck yeah, dude.
There you go.
Yeah.
Eat some fucking.
So I can watch more than one shitty Iowa game. I can watch like 3 games at a time.
There you go. So you can have fun.
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right,
Brandon.
guys. We'll have a good Thanksgiving.
Oh, Brandon, have a happy thing.
Oh, they're playing you off, brother.
What the hell's going on?
All right.
What's happening?
See you later, bye.
Sorry, Brandon. Oh, jeez. There's a pre-roll here.
Yeah.
Sorry, Brandon. Hello? 610? I don't know what just happened. I thought I fired the next gen. I started freaking out. 610?
Yo, it's Brian from Philly.
What's up,
hey, Brian.
dude?
Hey, Brian.
Oh, God, don't
What's up,
break my
man?
fucking knees, please.
Hey, Brian. Why don't you come over here and break...
Something last night.
Oh.
Yeah, a little bit. Though.
Oh, hey, Brian. Did you get that
What?
6-team one that Rhett won last night?
I don't think so.
No, we both didn't. Rhett comes in and goes, why didn't you bet the 6-team? We would have won. He forgot to send it to us,
Not all
Brian.
about.
Yeah, so Brian, why don't you come over here and let's break his fucking knees?
Fucking, he's going to throw me in the trunk.
Yeah.
All right,
I'll
so
make a call.
listen.
I'll make a call. Hey, I'm up in Pennsylvania now, so I can call. someone down in Boca. They'll drive over. and
Yeah,
break his
just tell him
fucking
to
knee.
tell him to give me a text message. I'll break his knees with him.
All right, the guy's name is Skinny Joey. Hey,
He's
I
300
have not
pounds.
been listening because I've been traveling, but I just wanted to talk to you about the Bills at the Eagles, and the Eagles are only a 3-point favorite. That makes no sense to me.
Why is that? Why does it make sense? Why not make sense to you?
Well, they're playing in Philly, too.
Yeah, they're playing in Philly.
That
The
is
Bills
surprising.
suck. I thought it'd be at least 7 or 10.
Because the reason is that the Bills, they even though it's the Jets,
They stick around.
they stick around. They're used to the cold weather. I think Vegas thinks that they're kind of making their little comeback. That they're going to turn it around now.
I don't think enough people have bought into the notion that they're just a shitty team this year. I think a lot of people still think that they're going to snap out of this slump and they're going to be, like Josh Allen is all of a sudden going to be a fucking MVP contender in the second half of the season. And it's just this year isn't the year, and that's okay. But, for the Bills, we're far enough into the season now where they suck.
They do suck. So I think that's an easy bet. That's an easy win there. Birds -3 all day, man.
Are you going to take the Dolphins too?
Yeah,
or
because
you just in Philly?
that line, as we get closer to the game, that line will without a doubt move.
We'll see.
Yeah, it hasn't dropped yet. That over and under has gone up. So, I mean, I don't know. It's a tough one. I think it's just that, like, kind of what Rhett said. Everyone's kind of buying in that Buffalo is still a good team.
We'll see. They suck, in my opinion. Anyway, I can't talk long, but anyway, Have a happy Thanksgiving, guys, and Rhett, keep sending me. I'll still trust the fucking process. But
yeah, well, when he doesn't send Brian, when he doesn't send the winners that get us $250, doesn't mean dog shit.
Lummy, when you were just talking all that shit just now with Brian on the phone, I just texted both of you guys all of our winners for today. Yeah. So we're making it happen.
All right.
You'll probably forget about
it.
All right.
Have a happy Thanksgiving. And
you too, Brian.
Website's awesome.
Awesome. Thank you. I'm glad you like Bubba Army HQ.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Brian.
That's okay, Red. I had to bust your balls. Just like, you know what? I almost contemplated not sending you that like we talked about that really shitty low, because I told you I thought you were gonna look at it and go, "What the fuck is Jared Goff 0.5 rushing yards over? What the fuck is he doing?"
Like that, dude, stuff like that. I see it, and it's hard not to take it because it's like you see those really, really, really low numbers, and I know that especially the NFL. If I see a low number like that, I'm going to have more reason to believe that just because the line is so fucking low, that guy's going to, break it.
Yeah.
And especially with these quarterback rushing props.
Well, the rushing one's the problem is that if he gets sacked a bunch.
Yeah. But
that's what I was scared about.
They still usually get me on the rushing props. I don't do those a lot on the QBs, but I've done it before where I remember I had one, it was Jordan Love 12 yards rushing, and I had less, and we're 2 minutes into the game. He fucking shakes away a sack. And there goes Jordan Love across the 50, down to the 45, finally tackled at the 35, and it's the longest offensive run of the year for the Green Bay offense. Jordan Love rips off a 32-yarder. I was so fucking pissed, and ever since that play, I have not made another play on quarterback rushing yards until you sent me, obviously, the Jared Goff one.
I don't blame you, except for that one. You know what? Let's start going through our picks real quick.
Let's do it. Let me get the pen and paper, y'all.
And we get the scores up. And I'm going to take this call real quick because I know it's not Brandon the Quad because he is amazing. I love Brandon the Quad. Real quick, we're going to do our picks 941.
Yeah, I just wanted to make my picks as well.
Hey, how's it going, Nicky McGillicuddy? I really hope I came up with a little bit more energy for you today, sir.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good, Mike. I mean, sorry, Lummy. Oops. Is this the SBK hour? Is this what's next here? What are we doing next? Is this just going to be sports, or I'm just fucking with you? Let's do picks, buddy.
We're just jokes. They're jokes, cuz.
No, they're not good jokes either. I'm driving. What do you want from me?
I just
wanted to say I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving. And,
you too, Iggy.
Do your picks. I even though you don't see me in chat, I'm still listening to your sports show.
I appreciate that. We appreciate that, Iggy. And you know what? You have
a great holiday, fellas.
You have an amazing Thanksgiving.
You too, Iggy. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Iggy.
See you later.
Fucking cocksucker called me Mike again.
Mike.
Just kidding, Iggy.
Mike.
Trust me, that's in my head the whole time I talk. Okay, let's go through these. It's still in my head. Packers, Lions.
Thanksgiving slate. Yum.
Detroit. You know what, Rhett? I'll let you lead off, even though we tied. I'll let you take this one to lead.
Well, it is Thanksgiving. We're going to be gathered by our beautiful friends and family. And I'll be honest with you, man, on Thanksgiving, I like a lot of good things, but I also like winners. And I think the Detroit Lions, man, I think they're winners.
You think they bought into winning after they came back against the Chicago Bears?
Oh, yeah, man. I mean, we're going to be at Ford Field. You know, we've told the fans in the past to just come in here, get in the stands, douse yourself in gasoline, and bring a match because we're going to be the fire that you strike, and we're going to basically burn the place down. So it's going to be awesome on Thanksgiving, and we're going to tear into that turducken, Jared Goff and some of his boys at the end of this one.
Good to hear, Coach. So I'm going to take the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
Oh, this next one's going to be tough. Washington Commanders and Cowboys. Now, I do like the 12.5-point spread. So if anyone's betting spreads out there, I'll just let you know I'm all about the Washington Commanders at 12.5. I think Sam Howell bounces back, even though he has 18 TDs, 12 interceptions. For the straight up bet, Rhett, I'm going to have to say the Dallas Cowboys.
There you go. I'm with you. I know the line is keeping this game close.
Yeah.
I will cave into the Vegas expectations here. I do think the Cowboys somehow pull it out against this unstoppable Commanders team.
Hold on a second. Sorry, Mike Rose sent me a text. I was looking at it. Sorry about San Francisco 49ers at the Seattle Seahawks. Line is 7, which seems pretty high for that game. Oh, man, that's a you know what?
I think I know who you want to pick.
I think you do too.
Yeah, I think, I'm going to be honest with you, this is one of those games where it's going to be closer than people think.
Yeah, it's at home.
And it helps that it is in Seattle. You know, the Niners are not the same team when they're playing on the road this year, 3-2.
Especially Seattle is a good fan base.
They've struggled with Seattle in the past. Not quite as bad as the Rams, but they have struggled in the past. I think
I'm going Seattle.
Yeah, I'm
tied
going San
for the
Fran.
division. Tied for the division. San Fran dropped 7-4, 3-3 away. Seattle goes 7-4 and be 5-1 at home.
So that is, by the way, that is your full Thanksgiving slate. The first 3 games for people not up to speed. Packers at Detroit, which is, 12:30 kickoff?
Yes.
And then 4:30 Commanders at Cowboys, 8:20 p.m. Thursday Night Football on NBC, which if it's Thursday Night Football on NBC, I think it's just going to be Sunday Night Football with Chris Collinsworth and the new guy.
I believe you are correct on that one.
And then we got Black Friday Football.
First ever. Man, they are really just going after that college football. They've been doing that. 3:00 game on Black Friday. Prime Video.
Such a weird time.
If
that's the only game on Friday, why does it have to be at 3? Why can't it be at 1?
They're giving they're trying to get in between both the college football start at 12 and fucking 4.
Give me the Fins.
Yeah, Dolphins at the Jets.
Give me the Fins.
I don't think Aaron Rodgers is back, even though fucking Tua can blow.
He said he wants to start practicing first week of December.
Good.
That's what he told the Jets.
Well, maybe Tua needs to start practicing too. How to throw the deep ball. I'm gonna still go with the Dolphins. Knowing that was a big shocker for everybody. Saints at Atlanta.
This is a good game for the Bucs. So let me ask you a question, just from the point of view of the Bucs. This is going to be probably the biggest game of the weekend, aside from our game against the Colts. But even then, that doesn't cost us very much room in the NFC South. So, if you're a Bucs fan, you still have to play both of these teams one more time. You beat the Saints already. You lost to the Falcons. The Falcons, I think, were currently tied for second.
I believe you're correct.
Or we're half a game back for first. They are second.
They're 4-6, yeah, second in the division.
They have the tiebreaker over the Bucs, so the Bucs are sitting at third.
Yep.
Would you rather the Saints win this game or the Falcons win this game?
Atlanta to win this game.
You think so?
No, that's what I would hope that happens because I want there to be a fucking bottleneck.
Well, it's not going to be a bottleneck. The Falcons will be
5-6, and the Saints will be 5-6.
But they have the tiebreaker over the Bucs. That's the biggest thing. Is that if this is a bottleneck, I don't think either the Saints. I think if any team is going to win the NFC South in the second half of the year, it's going to be either Tampa or New Orleans.
Well, hold on, but the Bucs play at home. They play the Falcons again. I'm sorry, they play them in Atlanta.
Yeah, they play both of those teams again.
Yeah.
Which one do you think they're more than likely going to win? I don't think they're going to beat the Saints twice, and I think they are going to beat the Falcons.
I think they'll beat the Saints at home.
You think they sweep New Orleans this year?
Yeah.
I would like to think they do, but
So do I.
Nothing is guaranteed, especially with a Bucs team that has not played up to their competition this season.
For this game, I'm telling you, I kind of want a bottleneck. I know what you're saying, but I think the Bucs will rise anyhow above in that division. So in this game right here,
this is your pick?
I'm taking Atlanta.
This is your pick?
This is my pick.
Got it. I'll take New Orleans.
All right, there we go. I think Atlanta at home bounces back. Take it from the Saints. Let's go. Steelers at Bengals. The fucking greatest 6-4 team that I've watched and don't know how they're 6-4. Steelers at Bengals.
Steelers just fired Matt Canada.
And who's the Bengals quarterback now?
Oh God. Go down.
Yeah, I saw him.
Jake
Browning. Okay, doesn't lack confidence. That makes me not want to take them. I'm gonna have to go with the fuck me.
You want to do it?
Steelers.
Yeah. I think the I just think the overall mood of that Steelers team has changed. I don't think their offense is going to be leaps and bounds better than it was before.
No.
But I do think having a defense that has been able to stay healthy and somewhat competitive so far this year, it's going to do them a lot of favors against Jake Browning and the Bengals. So I'm picking the Steelers to win.
There we go. Panthers at Tennessee. Tennessee not looking too good, but the Panthers are 1-9, and you can always guarantee Adam Thielen getting at least 6 receptions. I'm gonna go with the 3.5. Tennessee and going Titans.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Derrick Henry puts it together with Will Levis.
I think this is also the week that Tennessee gets back on the right track. I think Carolina's a punching bag. Now, I'm probably going to eat my words because I guarantee you Carolina makes it a close game, but I don't see very much there. With the Titans, DeAndre Hopkins has been playing well in the losses. Derrick Henry didn't get a lot of action last week, but they kind of had to give up. So I think they control the game and Tennessee wins.
There we go. Tennessee. Now, Bucks at Colts. Bucks win.
Yeah, Bucks win. End of story. Gardner Minshew, as much as I like him, the Bucks are due for
a nice road win.
Yeah.
Baker to Mike Evans, and Baker to Chris Godwin, and Baker to whoever the fuck he wants to get the running game going. Bucks win. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Now, this is a real shit game that it's going to be a great one to watch. The Patriots at New York.
Bailey Zappi and Tommy DeVito. And Tommy DeVito last week had a fucking breakout game.
Sure did.
The guy's been averaging, I think, 18 yards a game. He looks like the Iowa QB out there. But last week, he had 226, 3 touchdowns. Good old fucking sausage fingers up there, Tommy DeVito. I think the Patriots have already waved the white flag. I mean, both of these teams obviously not in great position. The Giants 3-8, the Pats 2-8. Seems like a good week for the Giants to keep on winning and kind of ride the momentum they had last week. I know I'm going to regret that, and the Pats are probably going to win this game, but for the sake of it, I'm going to pick New York.
I'm going New York too.
There we go. Ride or die, buddy.
Jacksonville at Texans.
Ooh, this could be a fun game.
I think Trevor Lawrence still. The Jaguars play nice away from home, 4-0. I'm going to go. Unfortunately, Stroud is not going to be able to bounce back, and I think Lawrence rides it out. Jaguars beat the Texans.
I got the Houston Texans in this one. I think the Texans are a hot team right now, sitting at 6-4. Obviously, getting ready to compete for that division. And C.J. Stroud just getting better. Better and better and better. And I think between C.J. Stroud and Trevor Lawrence, Stroud's going to be the better quarterback on Sunday. So I think that'll be enough to get them the win.
Here we go. Browns at Broncos. Well, we already know where I'm going, so where are you going? I said I was never going to pick against the Broncos until they lose.
I'll ride with you.
Ride with me.
Let's.
And the Bronco. Let's go.
Let's ride.
Ride, Bronco, ride. Ride, Bronco, ride. Russell Wilson kills it this week, and they crush the Browns and make the new quarterback cry. Rams at Cardinals, another real barn burner here. Jesus. Matt Stafford, I don't know if he's in or out. You know what, though? I'm going to go with the Cardinals, even if Matt Stafford is in or out. Kyle Murray, I think they beat the Rams.
Yeah, the Rams defense has been playing pretty well lately. Better than most people would think, especially for a team that's sitting at 4-6. But I just think Kyler Murray is going to be an advantage. It's going to be a second week back, and the Rams are not going to have the firepower. Not to say that Arizona is known for having any firepower this season, but I think they're going to make something happen with Kyler Murray. So he'll run all over them just like a little fucking toddler, and they will win. So I am also picking the Cardinals.
Chiefs at the Raiders. Well, Chiefs bounce back against a hard loss to the Eagles. Raiders don't really stand a chance. In my opinion, it's an 8.5 point spread, especially at home, blah, blah, blah. Chiefs win.
Yep, I'm with you.
Bills at the Eagles. Now, Brian from Philly did call and say he was confused because of the point spread.
Hey, dude, they're not giving my team enough credit. They just beat the Chiefs on Monday Night Football.
I think the Eagles stumble. The Bills win.
Really?
Yeah, there's my upset pick.
Think it's a trap game?
Trap game. Bills win. Trap game. Upset of the pick. I've been actually, I think, like 3-4-0 here recently on my upset picks. I'm going Buffalo Bills.
You do
Eagles.
have one. I think you're 3-1.
3-1. Okay, I'm 3-1, and I'm going Bills. Fly, Bills, fly. I don't know what the fuck ever. Charge,
Buffalo
Bills,
wings.
charge.
Buffalo wings.
Buffalo wings, exactly. See, I know what the fuck I'm. Yeah, thank you, Red.
Yeah.
Go, Bills. Who do you got?
I will take Philly. Give me the easy choice.
All right. Well, let's hope my upset pick comes through again. Sorry, Brian. Hopefully our Buffalo fans enjoy that pick. Ravens at the Chargers. You know what? I think Baltimore going out to L.A. I'm going Chargers.
Yeah?
Yeah. You know what? Justin Herbert puts it together. Keenan Allen can actually see, the ball in the end zone. I'm going LA.
It's going to be hard to pick against Baltimore. I picked them last week and they let me down. Or no, they didn't. I picked against them last week and they let me down. So I will pick the Ravens this week. I think they are the better team. I think they will be more efficient. And as long as LA doesn't have a clear answer as to what the fuck is going on the offense, or I'm sorry, on their defense with Derek Staley, I just don't know how much longer they're going to be able to really keep up with some of the better teams in the league because they haven't figured it out this year.
And the Monday night game, the Chicago Bears versus the Minnesota Vikings.
Give me Josh Dobbs, my favorite Astro engineer.
He can solve your line problems at the airport, supposedly.
He can do everything. He can do a little bit of everything.
I'm going to have to go with the Vikings, too.
There you go.
And there are your picks. And there's your sports show. Rhett, thank you so much.
Let me thank you so much.
I hope everyone has an unbelievable, wonderful Thanksgiving, whether you're with your family, your friends, or just sitting there and having your own little turkey dinner. I hope everyone has a great Thursday, a great Friday, and a great weekend. We'll be back here Monday morning, 6 a.m. on all the platforms that you're experiencing. Please go check out Bubba Army HQ. It's a great site. Even if you sign up for a grunt, you can listen to not just today's show, not our show, the morning show over and over and over. You can actually go discover a lot of other great shows that you might not even know were on there. And also go to Bubba Army Merch where you have the Black Friday sale until I believe we get back on Monday. 20% off. Go check it out. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate you. Have a great, great holiday weekend, as Iggy would say. We will see you Monday morning. Thank you.